Facebook to my YouTube. So, real quick.
I don't even know where they have.
They're all over. They got Tommy.
So anyway, I have a question, but I went from my Facebook to my YouTube.
All right, let's get a question.
So,
Question, here we go.
and I got more questions. So,
Yes or no, or A, B, C, or D?
so this plan that we hear of, why should we trust it?
That's a good question.
Why should we trust?
Oh, I got the answer.
That's probably yes.
I got,
or
no, I got the
Well,
answer.
hold on, we'll go one by one.
Okay, all right.
Do you want to go?
Because Q said it was
No.
real.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
No wrong answer. So is it your answer?
That's your answer?
That's your answer?
I mean, I do believe that too.
Okay.
I say trust the plan because I believe it's a spiritual battle, and because I put all my faith in Jesus Christ, who sits on the throne, and because I pray to him for these answers, and I use my critical brain and thinking and my gut and all the information that's been brought to me, and I will die trusting this plan because I believe in it that much. It's part of it's tattooed right on my wrist. And I think that God, where we go, when we go all, that's part of the plan. It's upside down now. It looks like motorhome.
Oh, yeah, it actually looks like motorhome. Like I'm thinking, wait a minute.
Upside down, it looks very different. But I do believe there's a plan, and on the surface level, I'll say this. Donald Trump has delivered on every promise he's made so far. And he did not come here to play games this time. To me, this is retribution and restoration. And just his sheer ego, which I love so much, I don't think he'll go down that way. He's got a legacy to leave to his kids who are wonderful people. He's done a great job as a father and grandkids. And his ego wouldn't even allow him to do that on a very surface level. He did not come back at 78 years old to play games here. There is a plan. He is going to see it out, and I am going to believe it every day of my life until it happens.
And also, it's on .gov websites if you can read.
That's how serious I take this.
Okay.
Trust the fucking plan.
Okay. So follow
It's
up.
unfiltered. I've been saying it everywhere.
Follow
I'll
up,
write
and
it on the wall.
I'm coming to you real quick, Mike.
Hold on,
Hold on, real quick. Hold on, I got to follow up for you first.
Oh, for me.
So the whole Epstein thing. What do you think? What would you describe that was? What? The whole
A psyop,
everything. Okay.
Or a clue or a plan of some sort.
To do what? What's to achieve what? And then we'll move on to Mike.
I think they used him. I think now, well, I'm just learning more now. That's starting to make sense to me. I never believed he killed himself. I mean, that's just silly at this point. He's alive.
Totally alive.
Maybe hanging out with Tupac and Michael and, some Princess
P.
Diana.
Diddy.
And P. Diddy. Well, no, P. Diddy
Diddy.
is, we know where he is. I'm talking
No,
about
but maybe he's hanging out with him, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe
I
they're,
mean,
yeah, no. Maybe they're, yeah.
Black market deal by the
I
gallery.
think Trump is going to
By
use
the
him and
tub.
flip the whole script on the deep state, and people are going to be blown away.
Okay. So then why? Why would they do that? What's the point of the info op?
Yeah,
Who's asking these
What's
questions?
the point of the info op?
Is Joe asking these questions?
Everybody's asking these questions.
Well, for the house of cards comes
So,
falling down.
okay.
I mean, that's
That's
about
it.
conversation, because Epstein is so controversial, it has, the use of those files and of him, it has to bring about talk, it has to bring conversation. The children are what's gonna unite this country together.
I have a question.
That's what it's
What do you
gonna
think is gonna happen now if
you're out of
Elaine?
order.
I'm sorry.
No, we can have
You guys-
conversation.
This is
You're out of-
uncensored. It's my fucking turn now.
Oh, we went from there to jump to, that's how you got all the property.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
All right, after
Makes
Shannon, we'll
sense.
come back to
All
Mike.
right, well, hang on.
Wait,
Yeah. We'll come back to Mike.
I just wanna know about, well, I'm asking all of you, what do you think is gonna happen now if Congress, or it's not Congress, I think it's the
Yeah.
DOJ is going to speak with Elaine now, do you think, what do you think she's gonna say?
I think she's gonna twist,
I
give
think
them
she's already
everything.
been speaking to
No,
them.
I think she's
Trump was
gonna.
there.
No, I think she's gonna tell them everything, or she's gonna get the gas chamber. I think that's exactly how they put it to those.
Right,
people.
like she has to comply now.
Do you
have no
think she's
choice.
gonna
Well, they
spell
can't,
it?
they can't
Yeah.
give her that.
I think she
mean,
did already.
It's already spilled.
Oh,
Naming
yeah.
names?
She's got no choice now. The gig is up, 100%.
They know they're playing with Trump. Just like they try to put
Listen,
Trump,
our
they try to
problem
kill
was-
Trump.
was-
They try to put his kids in prison for the rest of their life.
Do you think the DOJ is going to share that information with us?
No, not all of it.
Not all of it. I don't trust the DOJ. I think-
Some of
I
the
think-
some of the stuff that's already
Here's the thing,
honestly.
everyone needs to remember, in this country, we the people are in charge. That's another tattoo. That's how serious I live this. I live and breathe and sleep this stuff. And when enough of us stand up and take it back, even right now in a weird sense of just screaming it out loud for Trump to say, all right, American people, this is what you want, this is what I'm gonna give you. We need to step up. That Constitution was made to restrict the government, not us. We're in charge. We demand what we want by our leadership, and that's what it's gonna take. And now this conversation getting people mad is gonna just keep snowballing until enough of the American people,
Come
left,
together.
right, middle, people who didn't give a
The
shit
children
before.
will
Yeah.
bring
The
the
children
children.
will.
Yeah.
All right.
And the truth, and the cover-up always gets you in the end.
All right, coming to Mike. Mike, going to
I
you.
never know what the question was.
Like why? What is what were we devolved into Epstein, but before that, what
Trust
was
the
we?
plan.
Why? Yeah. Why should you trust the
That's
plan?
That's not Epstein from Welcome Back, Kotter. I just wanna make sure I got
Mike,
this.
do you believe there's a plan?
Yeah, my response is, why not?
I'm looking at it.
Okay, hold on. Let's get Mike the floor.
I like
Okay.
that.
Why not?
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
All right.
I do wanna say one more thing about that.
Okay. Well, he gave up. Mike
Yeah,
gave
your
up a lot of
turn
his
now.
time.
Okay, you know what?
He goes.
Relinquished a minute.
I yell back to the floor.
To
So
the crazy woman
does that
with
mean I'm
my
the
right.
chairman? Does that mean I'm the chairman? And which one of you
Sure.
is Jasmine Crockett? I just need to know.
Nobody wants to be her.
All right, good deal. Jasmine, nobody loves you. Your
Nobody
fake ass
loves
eyebrows.
Jasmine.
If she were to get naked in front of you, she would look like a 12-year-old boy. Fake eyebrows, fake hair, fake everything. I'm telling you.
That's very
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of Jeffrey
Okay,
Epstein.
yeah, speaking.
All right,
No,
Donna.
what I do want to say though, and I think this is an important point, because when I say it to people this way, I think that it resonates better. If I sat down with anybody in 2018 and tried to tell them what was about to come down the pike in 2020, it would have sounded so ridiculous, they would have thought I was insane. If I was at your house, Shannon, at your pool in 2018, I wish I knew you then, but I didn't yet, and I said, hey, like, guys, in a year or two from now, they're gonna like cause a global pandemic, and you're not even gonna be able to like leave your house without wearing a mask. And you'd come on, T. They can't.
Hell no, they ain't gonna do that to
They're gonna
us.
keep your kids out of school. They're gonna make your parents die in homes. They're gonna afford, and everything I would have kept saying would have sounded so outlandish because it was and it is, but it happened and we lived it.
Yeah.
So I don't know why everything else seems so outlandish. It's because you can't see it yet. So many of my Christian friends who believe in God so much, something you can't see. And I don't say that lightly. I do believe when you look at your children's faces, you see God. We know He made everything. So God is here. The church is where we all are. But you believe in something you can't physically touch in front of you. And I don't know why believing in something else in faith is so ridiculous.
No,
like,
I think it's because people, that's like I've said this before, right? It's like when a little kid finds out there's no tooth fairy, then all of a sudden it's like,
Wait,
well, what
there
about
isn't?
the Easter bunny?
Wait,
Sorry,
yeah,
there go
wait,
children
what?
watching.
We said
Yo, are you
it
gonna say
today.
there's no Santa Claus?
And then no Santa Claus. It's like a
Easter Bunny either?
Easter bunny.
This
I'm
isn't
sorry,
going good.
it's not
I'm
good.
leaving.
Sorry,
I
Mike.
He's
can't
going
take
to
this.
eat. Let's go.
I
Maybe
can't take this.
Maybe in the
My
motorhome
brain,
for us.
we're,
But no, seriously, I
Oh
feel
my
like
gosh.
people aren't ready to have that kind of, oh my God moment.
So you're
not.
so you're
They're
actually
not.
It-
so
it
you're actually
rocks their entire.
you're actually right, and it's
That's
like
why
they
it's-
have it figured out, like, almost like you know, James,
That's why they didn't-
almost to an algorithm measured, like 80.2% of the population have to all believe this one thing before something like that would just people wouldn't get up and go to work if
This
they
is why
realized
it happened
what
to
they've been
everybody.
what they're
Right.
ultimately what we've been financing for hundreds of years.
Well, that's why I
Right.
keep saying.
You know what I'm saying? They would like they would lose
Right.
all faith in all the system.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
people, look, we're already awake. We can handle it. Yeah, I still think there's going to be parts of it I'm going to be shocked about.
Oh, yeah.
But if Trump would have came out in 2020 and said, there's a deep state, we let the election get stolen, kids are being trafficked,
Here's all the
they would
evidence.
have carted him off to the
Not have.
nut house. Like it's,
You'd have thrown him to Mexico.
You have to let people, right, and you have, Crystal always said it right, until your line is drawn in the sand. There wasn't enough people in this country that their line was
All
drawn in
right,
the
Donna.
sand.
What's your
Yeah.
line?
We're gonna come to you and
But
give you a
it's gonna come.
chance to
And now it's
expand
gonna
here in
come
just a
through the
second.
right way, law and order, the way Trump is, through the Constitution, the right way, where the people are screaming for answers, and now it's going through the right channels to get there. The people aren't gonna be able to dispute that.
I'm on
If Donald
board.
Trump just said it, they were trying to kill him, impeach him, discredit him. It wouldn't have worked. This is the plan that's working. It's working. The plan I'm telling you to trust is happening right now.
So when you say the
Trusting
plan,
it.
so before, and I'm gonna give you a chance to expand, Mike, if you want, and then do Donna. So I look and I see absolutely the plan every day. Like Colbert's gone, taken off the map, right? And like he's one of how many dozens and how many business leaders around the world, and it's just like the average person is too busy trying to keep up with their 12-year-olds and stuff to do this all day long, right? But it's happening, and the world's getting better is the ultimate result. I don't necessarily have to be told every step of the way how that's happening.
Me neither.
But anyway,
And I
did
don't
you
want
want
It's not safe to tell the enemy what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's true.
So anyway, Mike, if you ever want to jump in, since you had such a short answer, you could jump in whenever. But do you want to jump in right now?
We're trying to get him used to a New York woman, just cutting
I
him
just-
off. and
I
being
just-
done.
Yeah, you know,
yeah,
You know, if you're gonna be with
yeah,
the
you know,
Bachelorette
I've
in
already
New
got my
York.
ass kicked today. All
So Donna, before I come to James,
You know,
I
I was lucky to be here.
know James does
Yeah.
tons of research. Do you want to say anything before I come to this end?
Honestly, I think I trust God's plan, and I think.
That's the only
whatever-
one, you
I
should.
think whatever is happening, if he sits on the throne.
I don't
and
see them
he's-
as exclusively different from each other, though, right? Like I see the plan, like not stuff, but the stuff I felt inspired by, like it is God's plan because God has providence over this country, this nation. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Absolutely, but he also turns back on country that's not allowed.
I think the turning point was
I think that's what happened for so long.
I think
now
I
it's.
think I know the date it turned. Abortion. When
Well,
the
I
Supreme
think
Court
this
came out in
was a
20, what
test.
was it, 2022? I think that's when God said, okay, well, I'll return my favor back to this nation.
Well, I don't know if he did it yet. That's cool. I don't think that just yet.
Systematic stripping of the moral.
No, but I totally understand that point.
But I
Yeah.
do
I
think
would
that's
agree
part
with
of it.
that.
But I have to say some of this other stuff too, though, because these are just real questions that we shouldn't be ignoring and not paying attention to. I think that there are a lot of other things that you have to be wise as a
Serpent.
serpent. Wise as a serpent. You know, when you look at AI and technology and some of the things going on in the Middle East and Gaza and some of the affiliations, like I trust the plan. I don't trust man.
Because the
There's a
Bible
big
tells you
difference.
not to.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
And the Bible says, "Don't trust man." Because
That's right.
sooner or later, a man, no matter what, sooner he's going to be a man. He's going to let you
That's right.
down.
Yeah.
Sooner or
That's
later.
right.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think people need to understand, like, I do trust Trump, the man, because I do think he was anointed to do this job. But, I mean, because look
But
at.
not blindly.
But not
I don't
blindly, and I think
you
you have to
can
use
trust
the 80-20
anyone
rule.
blindly.
Like, people got annoyed about what happened with Epstein, rightfully so, and it almost like negated all the good he did since January and
Yeah.
before that. It was like, all right, guys, let's take a minute
Yeah,
here.
that was crazy.
Let's look at the 80,
Yeah.
like, and that, but that was also done on purpose.
Yeah, a
It-
lot of
it
people
weeds
turned
out-
real quick.
Even
And you
Elon Musk said
You're
he was
right. And you
right.
think Trump
Everyone's
wasn't
going, Elon Musk.
You think
and
Trump
he-
wasn't
yeah,
watching?
He's
That's
watching, he's
Yeah.
paying attention.
that's
Oh,
by
yeah.
that's
Yep.
by design.
You can tell who's loyal and who's not.
Yeah.
You can tell.
You're gonna
who's-
see who's really MAGA, who really stood behind him, and who didn't.
and who are the ones that are
Everything is
stabbing him
being
behind the back.
brilliantly done, and I just wish people could give a little bit of.
And we're winning.
you
I
know,
see wins.
grace
I
for
see
what's
wins on the
happening
board
right now.
every
And I mean,
day.
in a year from now, if you could say, T, come on, it's been a year now. Like, it's been 6 months, and look at what's been thrown at him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a year that the man was shot taking a bullet for us. Like, it's just so crazy. I
Right.
think you gotta give it some grace and trust God at least. Just
All
trust
right,
God.
and now we're gonna go to I call the mini master thesis. Yeah, he does so much research and it's all spot on. So I know you don't want to get into all and everything you know, but yeah, you got the floor.
So I got a different side of the plan that goes back way further than you. So I was part of a plan when I was younger with the John Birch Society.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Watchdogs
Mhm.
of the 40s, 50s, and 60s. This is when communism really started to take rise, and they had an agenda that they wanted to overthrow America and get rid of all the freedoms. If you want to look it up, it's called the 45 Communist Goals. It was written by Cleon Skousen, and it was on congressional record. You can find it in there. So anyway, they basically infiltrated our government and slowly through down the road infiltrated every aspect of every branch, every FDA, CDC, CIA, DOD, NASA, all these departments like cockroaches. And we got to a point where almost everything was infiltrated, and then JFK came along. And the reason why they killed him is because he stopped the Federal Reserve from printing our money, introduced the gold standard. He was on the process of putting us back on the gold standard. And if you look up a 1964 $5 bill, it'll say U.S. Treasury note on top instead of Federal Reserve. And then he started blowing whistle on the secret societies that control the military-industrial complex. So this has been incrementally being carried out throughout the course of time. And by the time Q came along, a lot of these underground networks that were formed through the communists were already established. And there were blackmail rings. Mossad has been involved with this for a very long time. There were blackmailing politicians, high-profile people, and Jeffrey Epstein just so happened to come into the light because he was a major figurehead that they put in charge. The guy was a school teacher. Give me a break.
So he didn't have-
School
yeah, so-
teacher
yeah.
To the owner of some exotic billionaire island and trafficking kids with submarines, and so the plan has always been there. It wasn't about Q. It was about the
Probably
people
Satan's
waking
plan.
up and having a consciousness expansion and seeing the world around them, and the veil had to be lifted from their eyes, right?
I agree.
Back in the 50s, you had TV and radio, right? We didn't have laptops, we didn't have any of that stuff going on. So the average amount of information that could get put out to the public was going through the gatekeepers, which were the mainstream media, all right?
East Coast driven, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you take it,
Propaganda.
yeah, if you take it beyond that, right, let's go back 100 years before that, or 1,000 years before that. For the entire world to like come to the conclusion and understand the facts of one subject, right, it would take about 100 years for all the information to come around the world to go, oh yeah, I heard of that. Take 100 years. We're doing what took 100 years within 2 seconds.
Seconds, yeah.
Right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And this is the only reason why we broke free. Thank God they didn't get their digital censorship on us. They wanted a digital ID for everybody that was supposed to come out. And we got
That's still,
they're still pushing.
that is
Yeah.
still, that's the stuff I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
We cannot take our eyes off
Yeah.
that stuff, but continue.
And that's the nail in the coffin. So the whole plan isn't just expose everything. It's also for us to uplift and have a spiritual awakening. And through Jesus Christ, have everybody getting their morality back.
I don't-
And start recognizing pornography in the movies, motion pictures, TV, and how they're using black magic.
Yeah.
Right? It's black magic rituals that they're
Yep,
using.
absolutely.
Just sex rituals.
Absolutely.
To draw in and lust men, and they're doing the same thing with the women.
Yep.
And they're using that against the men.
Yep.
And
Look at
they're-
Disney.
Yeah.
Look what they're doing to children with
Yeah.
the Disney.
So I haven't heard a single word. I'm gonna let you finish. I haven't heard a single word I disagree with so
Yes,
far.
yeah.
JFK Jr. to come back and prove us all right.
I talked to him yesterday, actually, just for the record.
So in a nutshell,
Well, someone I'm told who really believes.
This is
Hold on, we're coming back. Hold on, we're gonna come back. Let James finish up.
Yeah,
Hold
come
on,
back to James.
we're coming back to James.
so in a nutshell,
Hold on, Mike. Hold on. We're gonna we're gonna let Mike finish.
getting
James
our
finish up.
asses motivated and putting fire around the people around us, right? It's one thing for us to know all this and the people watching to know all this, but you have to take the information and branch it out.
Disseminate
Because if
it.
you're not branching this information out and other people aren't thinking and talking about it, what the hell good is it
Right.
for us to all be doing this? It has to go out. So everywhere I go, I'm talking to people. It doesn't matter what they look like. If they got a dot on their head. I don't care what the
Purple
hell you do.
hair.
I mean, listen, I'm proud to
Doesn't
say,
matter.
James, you, Angie, and I, we always go to the opposition at rallies on
Yep.
purpose, and we try to
Yep.
talk to them. We don't just stand there with our flag anymore, and
And that is
we
the
try to
plan.
break the mold of the
That's
other
the
side.
great awakening that we are all shooting for.
And I think that's biblical.
And that's the only way we're gonna fix it.
And I think it's biblical too.
The wisdom and knowledge comes with it, with the awakening, but you have to start to travel down the road at some point.
Thank you, sir.
Because you have to get comfortable with the pain. And once you get comfortable with the pain, you start to use it as knowledge and foresight, and you become a stronger person, and you have the incentive to teach and mold the people around you to get them out of
And James, if you don't mind, to me, it seems like to me, I don't know you all that well, but since
I will say something quick to
okay,
that, though.
okay.
No, you're out of order again.
She's got a lot to say.
No, because to his point, and this is something that we should all think about, because yes, we do the podcast here, and yes, we do what we do, but he's right. And one of the best days we've had as activists was when we inadvertently ended up in the South Bronx, going to a Trump rally, but God derailed us into the streets and the projects of the Bronx. And I cry because talk about going into a place with a MAGA caravan, right, where we're not really welcome, and we got out anyway, and we had a couple of haters, but these people were hungry. They're on the other side. I was hugging them, praying with them, and James is right. If we are gonna do this, we can't just sit here in a place and talk to, Don always talks about purple. I know I've fought that along the way, but I understand where you're coming from.
Preaching to your own echo chamber.
But really going, and that's
Yeah.
maybe what we really need to do, because, right, standing at Belmore or going where we always go and doing what we do is great, and it does keep the,
Momentum.
the world knowing that we haven't gone away, and I'm very proud of that. But to really do what James is saying, and what Donna has said in the past, and I think what we all probably agree with, is to go to those areas. They don't know to watch the America First White House podcast. They don't know to even come to a rally, because they're not even tied into what
But
we
it
do.
doesn't have to be complicated, like, not everybody can go, walk the streets of Brooklyn, Bronx, whatever.
Yeah.
But in your own
Striking up a
neighborhood,
conversation, right?
what I was always saying, because as the fired nurse, I was showing up in New York City every single week in my scrubs and speaking out in Times Square on any little box or steps that would have me.
You have
And
soapbox?
if it was like,
Soapbox?
Literally.
yes, literally, and if it was one person to 1,000, I was speaking.
That's right.
And
That's right.
I was driven to do it because it was such a time of like a necessity to speak truth and to bring people together. And to me, all you need to do is do that with the person you buy your coffee for
What
in
does
the
God say, the
morning.
mustard seed,
What-
right?
Yes, go, who do you interact with every day? That is your mission field. This is a mission.
It is a mission.
This is a spiritual battle, a life-altering mission for the world.
And people
Like,
need to
it literally
understand,
is
it's
epic.
painful for us.
It is
It's not
painful,
easy. It
but
doesn't,
you have to,
it's hard.
You have to do that in whatever your mission field is.
I'll tell you-
Where do you work? Where do you shop? Where do your kids go to school? Whatever it is you do every day, that's where you should be having these conversations
let the
and not be
people know they're
afraid to
powerful.
have them.
You
You know,
can't.
you gotta
No,
let people know they're powerful, that it's not something that's just, oh, this is just something you know. You have the power to change other people's lives.
They have a choice.
To save
I think
lives.
people-
And even if you don't, and maybe this is for a bad reason, but one of my biggest things is, and I've said this, right, even like, I don't even give, like, if I see a Biden supporter in the car next to me, give them the finger. I never want to leave anywhere. When I left the Bronx that day, they couldn't say those white racist supremacists. I never want to leave that mark. If you leave me, whether you agree with me or not, you can't leave saying that I'm some racist, you know,
Horrible.
horrible
Nazi,
insurrectionist Nazi.
whatever.
I'm not, like, you could not agree with me and hate me, but I was kind to you and I at least tried to reason with you, and that's what I try to.
Have the conversation.
Have the conversation.
And come from a space of love, like
And
humanity.
We've
Just
had it
humanity.
in our first NoFo rally. This lady came there to be belligerent and ruin our rally. Of course, I always have to be the first one to go over and try to handle that. We didn't agree, but we left praying and hugging. I mean, that's what God wants, right? If we're gonna be
Yes.
spiritual, that's the very least.
And that's exactly
you know.
what they don't want.
No. No, because once we're all united, once it's
Game
us
over.
against them, if it's us
Game
against us,
over.
they keep winning. If it's us against them, it's game over. And that, I think we're getting very close.
So Ernie,
Yes, sir.
so we're gonna come back to you. I'm not letting you get off that easy. But yeah, but I'm hoping you're hearing all kind of stuff I know you're thinking about and want to talk already.
So if
So-
I trust the plan, I trust God's plan. Because from what I see, I've only been in this fight for over 2 years now, and what he's doing, when I see everybody, he's building up his army.
Yeah.
That's
We
right.
all
babe.
have a function in this army. We might be out front, or we might be out in the back. But at the end of the day, the darkness is spreading, and he's chosen a few, and a few of us have woken up and see what's going on. We're all banded together, and we're what we call the resistance in a movie. That's what we are. We're the resistance.
I call it the remnant.
Right.
Yes, it's
Because
the
we're not gonna just cave into the darkness, into the evil, just to follow. We're not following. None of us are.
I'll let you guys know a secret
We're all
too.
leading.
I'll let you guys know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is for tomorrow.
That's right.
Because I was going to say,
Yeah.
this is what I've been told and what I fully believe. They can torture us and throw us in jail and do all kinds, but they can't kill us.
They can't, not all of us.
No, they can't kill us.
That's what I keep saying. They can't kill all of us.
No, I mean, but there's some of us. Remember, they can't kill us. They can do a lot of things to you, but they can't kill you.
Well, listen, if God, this is what I used to say, even it's right exactly what you're saying. When Trump was shot last year, people said, oh my God, what if this is the first time? I said, if God wants Trump to be alive and run this country, only he can stop a bullet and keep him. And I believe if God calls upon you to do this journey and you answer his call
Spiritually
and do it,
highly favored.
right, he'll protect you. And I've done it. I've been on Antifa's hit list. We've all been in.
I can tell you, even like other like faiths, like Crazy Horse believed this. He knew that he could not die from an arrow or a bullet. He knew it, and it drove the way he behaved in war. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, that's like, it is
But it's
liberating.
scary too sometimes because I'm like, why am I?
And
not
nobody in
fighting
your
this
family's
family?
gonna understand
No,
it.
God.
Any of
It
that.
gives you a boldness. It's like David and Goliath.
Yeah.
It gives you a godly boldness.
Esther 4:14, right? Perhaps you were born for a time.
It has to be right now, right? Because I mean, this is the craziest time in history.
I
mean,
told you I get it.
You know, there's been other times, but.
Gotcha.
So what does that mean to you then? So you think? I think that there's a lot. I think there's a. I think there's a whole generation that was born like literally we may not die, we may not see death. This generation.
Because the next will enter usher.
That's what you
usher in.
believe?
No, I'm saying I don't know that it's not true.
Well, yeah, I mean, none of us know that. it's
I
not
say
true.
I think we may be
I
that
haven't
generation
thought
that
about
doesn't see
that.
death.
I mean, I think we'd all like to somewhat believe it, or, I don't know, do we even wanna believe, like,
we don't
do we
know.
want that right now, or are we ready for the world to end?
I would go, I would.
It doesn't
I would-
end though. It doesn't end. It transforms. It becomes a new heaven and a new earth.
Renew and remake the earth.
Yeah, but what does the Bible say in Revelations, right? There's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen before that happens.
And
like
then it
the
all
think
and
it's
it
happening.
and it all. But listen, it all
Horses
ends
ride,
and it
right?
all
It has
ends
to
with
be
a new
children
heaven
dying.
and a
It
new
has to be
earth, and
symbolic.
that's the end of
Yeah,
the story.
yeah.
I mean, it is. Right?
Fires
Yeah.
and floods, and I feel like this could
Absolutely.
be symbolic,
Yeah.
like,
Pestilences.
like I think the children are actually more, there's so many more symbolic things that relate to the children than we realize. Like you just said, blood up to, like that could be, you're killing the.
And what does the Bible say
the
about
worst thing-
harming a child?
Right,
It's
it's the.
Woe to those hurt these little
That
ones.
is a big no-no, and that's where this, when evil becomes good and good becomes evil, that's where the script got flipped.
It's inversion of what
And,
God wants.
This is Satan's world, and I do think, to me, I see this as God, it's like a test that he is giving us, basically saying like, you all came so far away from me, and I'm giving you a chance to come back. And I do see the shift, people are going back, like enough, same thing with
The
Donald
younger
Trump,
generation's
with the people
thirsting.
being behind him.
Yes, they
It
are.
goes fall in line, if enough people go back to Jesus, and he's got, okay, you're hearing me, my people are hearing me, you're coming
Yeah,
back
he'll bless
to me.
our land.
He'll start- and same
Mhm.
thing, so I think it all does really tie in together, and it's wild when you really.
It does,
realize it.
and
It's humbling.
It
It
is.
makes you feel a certain kind of way that know that God chose you to be a part of it.
Right.
Oh, it is.
One candle
Yeah.
can light up a room,
Mhm.
right? And that's just one person.
So look, guys, I know this is I know y'all all got to go home, go to bed or something. I
Yeah.
think this is a good place to put a pin in it, but this would be the
Yeah,
kind
I
of stuff
agree.
we talk about, right, on these live streams.
Yeah.
Listen, so you guys watching, send us an email, send us a message on these
DM,
platforms.
If you wanna date Mike,
I'm kidding him off with the warehouse needs money. Go once, go twice. Should I start doing that?
How about $1? I'll give you $2.
What was
Okay,
Joe's
I'll give
call,
you three,
Margaret?
three.
You get to travel in
How
style.
about a gallon of
I'd like to
diesel
propose
fuel?
one
would
more
go?
thing. If Mike is here next week, I'm thinking the motorhome hangout, there's a bed in the back, we could take this
Whoa.
after.
Hold on, whoa, brothel. I don't know if we're ready for brothels now.
I'm
I
saying,
mean,
we're gonna
goodness.
hang out in the motorhome and do
Yeah,
our
to do a
after hours
live
in there.
cast.
Let's not get crazy.
I got you.
Come on, Tommy, get your money.
Or-
I'm not gonna be like that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, we could take it to the motorhome.
Let's take it.
Well,
motorhome.
there's a
Actually,
place to sit
so I'm gonna tell you
and
something.
going.
Hey, you want some action? We go on that motorhome, we wind up in one of these like Ridgefield or whatever it's called, and we set up, and I'll tell you
Here,
what,
drink this and listen.
It's like a magnet. It's like a magnet.
Remember we gotta take it downport, the frigate.
yeah.
Not the guy that owns the
No, he
frigate.
doesn't own it. Roger doesn't own it anymore.
No, really.
No, but I'm talking
But
about.
Roger
somebody
Rutherford,
who-
if you're watching though, he's somewhere else at the candy shop.
All right, listen.
Like, we would mail
Interview
it somewhere
time's
else,
over. I'm
so
gonna
it's
get
there.
something to drink,
Are
but these
we
cameras
done?
are no.
Put this on my
If you
Facebook.
want to, I'm going to get something to drink. The cameras are
No,
rolling.
just
All right,
end it, we're
cameras,
done.
we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
God bless America.
End it.
Going once,
Good night.
going.
Hold on.
twice,
It's not. I'm
three
not gonna be able to end this that fast.
Watching
Hey,
this
I'm
back is either gonna be great or horrific.
It's gonna